once said, "Be the change you wish to see in the world." For those of you who've been in my house, you've probably noticed the collection of quotes on my refrigerator. What many of you don't know is that each of those quotes are there for a reason. When you think about making a difference in the world, you may think of people like Gandhi, Martin Luther King Jr., Abraham Lincoln, or the many other famous people who have made great differences in our world. But you don't need a big name to make a difference, and it doesn't need to be a famous difference to be significant. If you can affect just one person in this world, then you have made a difference. And the first person that needs to be affected is you. Being part of B'nai Akiva has taught me that more than anything. As a little girl going to carnival or sniff every week, in my eyes, B'nai Akiva was perfect. Everyone loved it, and everything seemed as though it was effortless. As I entered high school and became more and more involved, the challenges of running an organization became more and more clear. Whether it was sharing a calendar with other youth groups, working with diverse groups of kids, or battling with the weather, nothing was effortless. Over the last few years, I've learned a lot about being a leader, a lot about working with others, and a lot about myself. Life isn't about waiting for the storm to pass. It's about learning to dance in the rain. Vivian Green. Life is hard. It just is. You're not always going to have great days, and there are always going to be things in life that we cannot change. What we can do is change our attitude. My first real experience as a staff member in B'nai Akiva was Carnival of 2010. There we were, in the event room of Young Israel at 3 in the morning, and there was so much to do. All the volunteers were annoyed and felt that their time and sleep were being wasted. The two kids in charge were really stressed and could not clearly communicate what needed to be done. So instead of crying and giving up, a few friends and I got together, turned the music really high, and started dancing. After a few minutes, everyone was in a much better mood. We sat down together to make a game plan. And that was when I first realized that things might not always go as smoothly as planned, but I will always have the ability to adjust the situation to what I want it to be. Over the last few years, I've dealt with many more challenges and struggled with how to figure out that dance. Shoot for the moon. Even if you miss, you'll land among the stars. Unknown. You should never underestimate just what you are capable of. B'nai Akiva is a totally student-run organization. This system can have a downside, as every year there is a complete turnover in leadership when the current leadership graduates and takes all of their experience with them. This leaves the upcoming leadership the responsibility to somewhat reinvent the wheel. This can sometimes feel discouraging because you feel like you're putting all of your effort into making this organization function, knowing that no matter what you do, it may not last. The point is to never give up. You might not always be successful, and sometimes you won't make it more than an inch above the ground, but that 1 inch is still closer than where you were before you tried. It's not an all or nothing situation, because each attempt gets you 1 star closer to your goal. If you don't strive for something out of your reach, you will never know your full potential. What lies behind us and what lies before us are small matters compared to what lies within us. Ralph Waldo Emerson. Each of us were born into this world for a reason. Be it the smart one, the funny one, the shy one, the crazy one, each of us has a potential. As we grow, we all go through struggles. Every struggle that we overcome reveals the inner strength that each one of us has, and it teaches us that we can handle anything that comes our way. In running an organization, you never know what's going to hit you next. Whether it's disciplining 10-year-old boys, working with peers, or figuring out the most effective way to handle difficult situations. It always surprises me how I'm able to handle a challenge. Often, in the past, when I was faced with a difficulty, all I felt like doing was curling up in a ball, or hiding, or passing it off to someone else. My mom would always tell me that when I got through it, I would learn from it. At the time, that was possibly the most annoying thing for me to hear. But when it was behind me, I saw that she was right. Each time I went through a struggle, I learned something about myself, or a tool that would help me the next time. After a few repetitions of this pattern, I didn't need my mom to tell me that anymore. I would just look at that magnet, and I knew that it was true. What lies within me is stronger than anything that might be in my way. Make yourself proud. Peter W. Smith. This quote speaks to me the most. Although my automatic response was that it's a nice thought, the more I saw it, the more I realized that this is the essence of leading by example. This thought is so powerful because I truly believe that if you are not yourself, who are you? All All of you have probably seen me doing ridiculous things around school, whether it's going crazy on Yom Ha'atzmaut or making absurd announcements after davening. Whatever I do is with all of my pride. I've learned that when you are true to yourself and you are proud of that self, people like and respect you more. Being part of B'nai Akiva may sometimes be hard. It might be stressful and frustrating, but it's something that I'm proud of. I'm proud to be part of an organization that believes in Israel, leadership, and team building. It teaches me that there are endless possibilities and believes that I can accomplish whatever I set my mind to. I live my life by the ideals that I believe in. If that means staying late to clean up after a program I'm attending, trying to make sure that everyone always feels included, or just saying hi with a smile on my face as I walk down the halls. Every day I try my hardest to be the change that I wish to see in the world, and I challenge you to do the same.